Hi, this is Kelly Mackenzie. Today's topic is about learning disabilities and how it affects people in their daily lives. What is a learning disability? Is when a person learns slower than most people. And usually the person, when they're a child, they're put in special ed. Which a lot of times when you're in special ed, it might make you feel bad. And you might grow up thinking you're stupid or retarded. And kids will tease you for having that. I personally have a learning disability. But I've learned how to overcome some things as I became an adult. When I was a little girl, when I entered kindergarten, one of the reasons why I was put in special ed is because I had trouble following the directions in regular kindergarten. So that's why I was placed there. And I remember how I felt as young as first grade. It bothered me a little in kindergarten. In fact, I remember a dramatic moment when I saw my kindergarten teacher hand my mom my Snoopy smock. Oh, I was devastated. I remember I ran so fast home, and I lived a block away, but I ran ahead of my mom, and I was just 6 years old, and I shouldn't have been doing that. I almost got hit by a car. There was a brown and yellow station wagon pulling out of the driveway. It's a good thing a lady said, "Watch out," because I would have been hit. And I came home crying. Of course, I was punished for running ahead, not being punished for being in special ed. But getting on to first grade, that's when it started to bother me. Because I was the only girl in special ed. The rest were boys, and I felt weird. And other girls from classes would tease me over it and go, "You have a learning disability." And that happened second grade, third grade, fourth grade, and fifth grade. Pretty much all through elementary school. And what that felt like, you just felt very uncomfortable. You didn't accept yourself. But I can remember I always had trouble concentrating, or sometimes things just didn't sink in right away. But as I got a little older, by fourth grade, I started to be more mainstreamed. Instead of just being mainstream in gym and music and art and library class, I started being mainstream in fourth grade. So I started trying harder. But what learning disability is that you don't learn the conventional way like most people. You need an alternative learning. And I found a way that made it easier for me to learn. And that is me personally. I learned from the big picture to the nitty gritty. I'm going to use history for an example. Let's say art history. You look at the whole time period from ancient time to modern day, different time periods, and then you break it down. Let's say Renaissance, you start to break it down. You know, it's in the 1500s, and you break it down to the artists like Rembrandt, Leonardo da Vinci, and Michelangelo, and you get to know their paintings, and down to the nitty gritty, what their character was like. You can try that if you have a learning disability, or if you know somebody. Start off like a big chunk and then break it up into little chunks. So learning disability doesn't make you stupid. You're not stupid. You just learn differently. than others. Don't think you're stupid. Don't think you're less intelligent. Because a lot of times you are intelligent. You just have a hard time processing things sometimes. And it gets better as you get older. I learn ways, find things that are more comfortable for me. Like, I used to have a hard time doing my homework on time. By high school, I figured out a system. If I didn't want to bring my homework home, I either did it in homeroom, lunch, or study hall. And then you got it done. And then college. That's when I started to figure out my learning style. If there's an assignment, I would ask if I wasn't sure. I would go up to the teacher in the class and like, okay, what do you mean by this assignment? And if I still didn't get it, then I would ask another student. But eventually you will get it. And I've learned myself that I'm a lot smarter than I thought I was when I was a kid. Made the honor roll a couple times in high school. Best I did in college was a 3.0. You just got to find that learning style. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.